What the hell, man? What are you thinking? You really thought that was funny? You totally spilled that water on me on purpose, right? You didn't do that on accident at all. Why the hell would you do that to me at my welcoming party? Did I do something to offend you or something?
What? I don't know what in the world you're talking about, John. I think you're just victimizing yourself. But if you think that you're being disliked, maybe you should really think deep down and ask yourself why someone would really dislike you. I mean, honestly, you call yourself a working-class adult, right? You should be able to figure out why someone wouldn't like you.
No, I really can't think of anything at all. Why don't you go ahead and lie to me, Scott?
See, you always want someone to tell you instead of just trying to figure it out by yourself. You're such a spoiled little brat. You realize that is one of the most characteristic traits of someone who's totally useless at work, right? If you're not someone that we could use at work, why don't you just quit the company for everyone, huh? Myself included.
What do you mean I'm useless? I haven't even had a chance to prove myself at all because I haven't started working yet. It's a company, and I understand, accept even, that we will be judged based on the amount and quality of work that we do. I'm not disagreeing with you there. However, I don't really like that you're judging me when I haven't even had the chance to do any work at all. It's actually extremely offensive, and I want you to cut it out.
Yap. You just talk way too much, man. You realize the situation you're in and who you're talking to, right? Do you understand that you're someone who doesn't seem to catch what people are thinking without them explicitly telling you? And when you start talking, everyone around you gets real tired of listening to your yapping and start getting real woozy and sleepy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how any of that or how entertaining I am has to do with how good I am at working.
I don't even like how you're so calm either. Don't you have emotions? Come on, man. You're just a high school graduate who looks down on the people around you. Seriously, you better stop looking down on people like that because some of us are actually educated unlike you.
Ah, high school graduate. That's what you were talking to me about. So you really care about my education, huh? Is that why you don't like me working at this company? Because I haven't even gone to college and I'm working at the same company as you?
This company's not a place where someone of your low educational background should be working. This is a place reserved for the highest working class men. You do know about this company, right? You can't be that stupid to where you don't even know where you're working. This company is one of the top of the food chain corporations that people want to work at as soon as they leave college. It's the best place you could work in the contiguous United States, you understand?
Yes, of course I'm aware of that. I did apply here and get the job, and I'm still failing to see how this is relevant to what you said before.
I've graduated top of the class in one of the most top-of-the-line colleges in the States. Do you understand how many other graduates I had to beat out to get this position? I think you should be able to connect the dots. You're not the kind of person that should be working in this company. Let me guess. You used some kind of dirty tactic to get in, right? Maybe you paid off the right people or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure that this company is the kind of company that some dirty high school graduate will be able to pay off the right person to get into, right? Or is that all you think about this company?
Stop being such a smartass, John. You know what I mean. Just you watch, smart boy. I'm gonna make sure to expose you to everyone so they know the dirty tricks you played to get into this company.
Yeah, sure. I'd love to see you go for it, Scott. Good luck.
Vice President, sir? I'm just checking in on things and seeing how well they're going over there with Scott. Are things going well?
Honestly, it's worse than I'd anticipated. I can't believe that someone that bad was in the department. How did he get into this company? However, just because of how rude he was, doesn't mean that he's the kind of person to be embezzling company money. I need to make sure about this because it's a serious accusation. Based on how he is behaving and what he's saying, he does seem to really care about the company. He seems to have a tremendous amount of respect for the company itself as well, but...
No, sir. I believe that you're mistaken in that point. He doesn't have a tremendous amount of respect for the company. He has a tremendous amount of respect for the amount of respect and status that being employed here brings him. I've actually caught wind that he's in the market right now for a new job as well. I don't know how true this is, but I don't think we could put it past him. I think he's getting tired of working here as a regular employee with no actual managerial position. He thrives off of control and ownership, so he should be wanting more soon.
I see. So he's using the company name to bring up some level of status and respect to himself, huh? Such a dirty and lame way of doing things.
Yes, sir. He does seem to want to get promoted more so than anyone else, and he's got more pride than you can imagine. If anything, I think he's probably annoyed with the company and how much they haven't already promoted him to the position he deserves. He's been going around to a lot of nightclubs, handing out his business card and bragging to a bunch of girls as well, so I really think he's just doing this for as long as it works out in his favor.
Nightclubs?
Yes, sir. He goes out every night to go bar hopping and spends the night in a nightclub before going home or coming to work. Apparently, there's a girl that works at a certain nightclub called Rachel that he has really taken a liking to. I spoke to one of his subordinates about his little habit that he likes to brag about. He claims that Scott more than likely has been spending over $150,000 on her with ease. Lord knows he likes to brag about how much money he has.
I see. So there's plenty of motive there for him to want to embezzle company money to use for her.
I mean, I can't say for sure that that's the case, but I think that he's definitely suspect number one on the short list of names that might have stolen from the company.
Alright, I'll go ahead and keep digging then. Thank you for all your hard work, Gary. You're really helping me out.
Yes, sir, thank you. We're definitely counting on you, but I'm really not sure if you needed to go into the field to find out for yourself, sir. You could have asked one of us to go for you.
He doesn't know what I look like. He really believes that I'm just a new employee that recently joined the company. I want to keep this up because it's very easy for me to play the role to fool him. Apparently, he doesn't seem to like me at all, but I think that if I keep this thing going, he'll screw up and show or tell us something that he really should keep to himself. I think that I'm the perfect person to be trying to extract information from him.
Okay, sir. However, I'm not sure how to put this, but I feel like maybe you're a little too straight-edged to be conducting a corporate espionage. Maybe we need someone who's more willing to lie?
What do you mean, straight-edged?
Oh, nothing, sir. Please ignore my rambling. Anyway, I'll be glad to continue supporting you while you work on your mission. Thank you for your hard work and effort, and I look forward to hearing back from you, sir.
What the hell was all that about, Scott? What are you doing?
What? What do you mean, what am I doing? I threw beer on you as a form of celebration, of course. What, can't you take a little joke, John? Haven't you watched the baseball games and whatnot? Every time they have a win, the players will all throw champagne on each other. Same thing. I mean, I know I said something else earlier, but I decided that I would be the bigger man of the two of us and, you know, cheer for your arrival to this company. You must have been having a blast. Come on, be honest with me, John. You were so excited and happy to have me cheering for you, right? You don't have to hide it from me, I understand.
Are you not embarrassed at all for acting like a child in front of all the other employees? I mean, seriously, you're behaving like some kind of elementary schooler who doesn't like someone, so you bully them.
What? You want to talk trash to me? You should be the one that's embarrassed, John. You're the one that joined this company instead of going to college to get an actual education. Look, the point of the matter is that I cheered you on while you were just some uneducated loser with no qualifications at all. I think if anything, the other employees must have really grown to respect me considering I had the kindness to celebrate your arrival.
Yeah, I don't think so. If we were both looking at the same thing, it definitely looked more like everyone was pretty uncomfortable from what you did.
You can say whatever you want to. It doesn't matter to me anyway. I don't care what everyone thinks about me. I'm just gonna be leaving this crappy company anyway.
Huh? You're already gonna quit this company? You haven't been here that long, have you?
Oh yeah, I don't like this company anyway. It's not enough. I need to go to a company that's actually more suited for me. I'm sure the upper corporate executives will try and stop me, but you know, I gotta do what I gotta do. It's my life, so you know, I'm gonna live my life the way I want to without having people tell me what to do.
Ah, I see. So you're trying to run away before you get caught red-handed for everything you've done, is that what it is?
What? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, just talking to myself about something.
Honestly, dude, I really think it's in your best interest for you to just quit your job too. You shouldn't stick around too long. I don't think you'll be able to keep up with all the work that's being done around here, considering how inexperienced and uneducated you are here.
Yeah, this company where we employ people who are childish and immature, willing to pour beer on newly hired employees? I don't know about that, buddy. I don't think that a company who has you in their employ is necessarily a very high-class corporation.
What? Immature and childish? I don't want to hear you telling me about that. Did you really think that I would have welcomed you on board when I'm such a high-class, top-of-the-level elite college grad, and you're just a low high school graduate? I seriously cannot stop laughing when I remember your goofy ass covered in beer and being all stinky and smelly.
You know, I'm just gonna tell you. I'm your boss.
Huh? What?
I'm not sure I can hold this back anymore, so I'm just gonna go ahead and explain everything to you, okay? I'm not some random new hire for the company. Maybe that's what everyone has been led to believe, but I've actually been contracted to become the next vice president for the company a few years ago. Unfortunately, the previous vice president couldn't finish off his business before my contract started, so my residency has been off-put slightly.
What? You're telling me that you're the vice president? You? I mean, I did hear about the potential new vice president coming into the company. That part I know is true. You must be delusional if you think a high school grad like you is gonna be the next vice president for a company of this scale. Besides, you were literally introduced to everyone in the company as a new hire. They would never introduce you as a new hire if you were gonna be the next vice president, you freaking idiot.
You know, I'm just gonna be frank with you. That whole thing was just a lie.
What do you mean it was a lie? What about the new company welcoming party, yeah? Was that just a lie too? You really need to cut back on all the drinking and paint fume huffing, buddy. You're seriously losing it. Imagine some 20-something-year-old high school graduate becoming the next vice president, huh? You're just nuts.
Oh yeah, that was also a lie, you know? I actually attended a college in the States.
Wait, what?
I said I actually attended college in the States and skipped a couple years. After I graduated early, I started working in America where I worked for a little while. And the company that I was working at actually signed a contract with the company that you're working for right now. I know, what a small world, right? So that was just my foot in the door. And then after that, I was scouted as a vice president by this company. I was really interested in the company to begin with, so I had no qualms working here.
Yeah, whatever. You really should go and get an MRI at the hospital or something. You must have hit your head too hard or something.
If you think I'm lying, why don't you just talk to the section chief?
Yeah? You sure you want to do that, though? I'm seriously going to ask him what's going on. You really don't want to just accept that you're lying? Alright, give me a second, you idiot. I'm gonna go look for him. So, after checking in with him, it sounds like you really are the vice president of this company, huh? I believe you. Damn it, this is totally not fair! You really tricked my ass, didn't you?
You know, for someone who just figured out they're talking to the actual vice president of the company, you don't seem to have changed your attitude at all.
I'm gonna quit this company anyway. You remember what I was saying? I guess you're still pretty stupid, huh? There's literally no reason for me to actually sit here and pretend like I respect you when I clearly don't.
I thought that you were some top-of-the-class elite worker. Are you sure you're just gonna let things go like that without considering the rippling effect you might have on things down the line? I mean, you're literally talking to the vice president of the top-of-the-line corporation within the nation. You keep it up. You know what might happen to you, huh? You might find it awfully difficult to find a new job at any company in this area of expertise, huh?
Huh? Oh, is that really true, sir? I'm sorry, I wasn't aware.
I mean, I'm not saying that sort of thing will happen for sure, 100%, but if you really are an invaluable employee working at this company, Then you wouldn't just lose your mind right now and start getting mad at me when you're the one who was clearly at fault for the whole interaction.
No, yeah, let me explain. It wasn't exactly like I was getting mad at you, per se.
It's really too late for you. This whole story will be spread far and wide to every corner of every inch of the industry. And you deserve it. You realize that almost every employee that attended that party saw you pour all that beer on me, right? And that's putting it nicely. You actually threw that beer on me from halfway across the room. I don't think there is a single corporation that will be willing to hire you at all. You're just a huge liability. A lawsuit waiting to happen.
But no! Come on, I understand now. I won't quit this company anymore. I promise to do better working for this wonderful company.
I'm sorry, but I don't want trash like you working for my company. I need you to pack your shit and get the hell out ASAP. Are we clear with each other?
What? You're gonna fire me? After all I've done for this company?
Hey man, you were already planning on quitting, right? This just expedites the process and makes you not have to make the decision. I've just made the decision for you. Like I said earlier, you need to pack your things and leave by the end of this business day. Do you understand me? Don't make me say this again.
Wait, hang on, no. Just hang on 1 second. I need to work this job, please don't do this to me. At least let me know what I should do for my next position. I can't just look for another position if you're gonna make me look bad in front of everyone.
If you don't pick and choose, then you should really have no issue finding another job real quick.
Wait, hang on just a second. I don't understand what's going on right now. What the hell? Besides, why would you even pretend to be the new employee? You're literally the vice president. Why are you...
I asked the corporate employees and asked them to let me pretend to be a new hire, just to see how things were going. I wanted to pretend to be a new hire so that I could get close to a certain employee who we suspect is guilty of certain things.
Certain suspicions? Which are...
Yeah, let me elaborate. There's this employee named Scott that is apparently suspected to be embezzling company money.
Wait, what? Embezzlement money? I'm sorry, sir. I'm not following where this is going.
Just tell me the truth, Scott. You've been making fraudulent receipts and submitting them to accounting to take several tens of thousands of dollars from the company, no? I can just call the police right now, but I wanted to give you a chance. They'll take you away in a heartbeat with the amount of evidence I've been able to gather on everything.
I haven't done any of that. I promise, I didn't do that. I would never do such a thing.
I'll tell you what, Scott, how's this then? If you just admit to the embezzling of company money, then I'll take back the whole thing with you getting fired or me spreading the news about your beer incident within the industry. If you consider that, I'm not going to do any of the things that I said I would. Then this really is a sweet deal for you.
What? Are you being serious right now, or are you just messing with me again?
Yeah, if you just admit the embezzlement of corporate money and submit proof that you definitely did it on your own without my help. If you do that, you won't be fired. You won't have to worry about being out of a job and being unemployed. You should be happy about that. You should be able to go see your dearly beloved Rachel again.
You know about Rachel already? How did you know about her in the nightclubs?
Yeah, of course, just like I said. There's more than enough evidence for you to be found out. It won't take too long for me to find more evidence of your embezzlement. Just think about it, my guy. Just admit that you've done everything wrong. You'll feel much better about everything, okay?
Okay, fine, okay, I did it. I'm so sorry for that, but it was me. I did take out some extra cash from the company by making fake receipts and sending them to the accounting. I had so many loans that I was just up to my neck in loans and I didn't know what else to do. Rachel said that she wanted to go on a boat trip or something, and then she said that she wanted to get a necklace, and it just never stopped. I just had to keep on buying her things.
You know, you should really be ashamed of yourself and all of the mistakes that you've made, rather than trying to make fun of someone who hasn't had the opportunity to go to a higher teaching institution like you. I'm sorry to break this to you, Scott, but you're definitely fired. You're gonna have to leave this company by the end of the day.
Wait, what?
Did you really think that I could keep someone who's embezzling corporate money around in the company? I would never allow such a thing to happen in my offices. You're finally free now, so I need you to get the hell out of the office. Do you understand me? Please do not make me say this another time.
No, wait, hang on. You just promised me a second ago that you wouldn't do that, though. You wouldn't do such a thing to break a promise, would you? That's not okay! You said that if I were to tell you the truth about everything, then you would forgive me, man!
I'm sorry, I know what I said and that I'm breaking my promise, but this was the only way that I could get you to talk. I really cannot handle your attitude at all. I tried to be patient, but I just didn't have enough patience. I didn't have any kind of actual evidence that you did it, but alas, I let myself get found out as the vice president of the company.
What? Why would someone who isn't that clever like that actually be a part of an undercover operation like this?
You know, with regards to that, I actually kind of agree with you. I was just having a little fun to spice up my daily life is all. Sorry about that.
Wait, but that's not okay! You can't just pull this kind of stunt on me! I'm sure that this wouldn't work in the court of law, right? Lying and deceiving someone to do this, to try and make someone confess like that, it just wouldn't be something that you should do! It's not okay!
I didn't want to do this either, but you really didn't leave me any choice. You covered your tracks well, so I had to do what I had to do. I actually hate when people don't do things the right way. So I will do everything that I need to make sure that I make things right.
Damn it! Damn it!
By the way, about the whole beer thing. The suit I was wearing while you decided it would be funny to throw beer at me? It was a specially tailored $5,000 suit. I'm gonna make sure that you're gonna pay me for that as well. Just a heads up. I can't wear that suit anymore because it literally reeks of booze. So make sure you pay me for that. Oh, and one more thing. I'm gonna be suing you for defamation charges. You did throw beer on me in front of all my employees.
Wait, hang on, please. I already have so many loans taken out right now for everything I wanted to pay for. I can't pay for damages in your suit. I just don't have that kind of financial power right now. I'm sure to someone who's the vice president of the company this big, it's just a drop in the pond, right?
So you want me to just let that go for you? Pretend it never happened? I hate letting things go, Scott. I don't like when people do wrong things and get away with it. If you make a mistake, then you need to pay the price and fix everything that's wrong.
But if I leave this department, then this department will fall apart. This department needs me.
Oh, don't worry about that. I already spoke to a lot of the other employees in the department. They all said that you were just a drag and they would be perfectly fine without you. You really were despised among all of your coworkers. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
What? But what? That's not possible. How could they dislike me? I thought we all really got along.
I think you need to think to yourself and figure it out. If you just think real hard, you might figure it out. You should be able to think of a few reasons that someone might dislike you. You're a working class adult. After he figured out that there was no one left in the office that would take his side, he decided that it was about time for him to leave the company and left on his own will. In addition to the embezzlement charges, he was also charged with harassment of his employees, inappropriate behavior, and also unnecessary and demeaning acts of assault in a public location. He was forced to pay an ungodly amount of damages. Like he had mentioned, he was already drowning in debt and being sued. He had too many payments to make. To make things wrong, the industry has been made of all of his wrongdoings and terrible rumors. He was barely even able to live a regular life anymore. He was struggling extremely hard. He eventually went to the girl at the nightclub, Rachel, to help him out. But of course, we all know how that ended. She quit the club and disappeared on him, never to be found again. He ran out of places where he could speak his mind, so he had to go home and just be a shut-in for the rest of his days. I, on the other hand, have been working tirelessly as vice president of the company. I use this whole thing as a training lesson for my right-hand man, Gary, to work hard together. Gary and I both are going to be on high alert for any kind of bad working environments and relationships.
Alright, so we're gonna go and meet my parents tomorrow, right? I'm a little worried about something, so I thought that I should warn you before we go.
What are you worried about?
I just spoke to my parents on the phone, and it looks like my dad... well, it sounds like he really's got something against you.
What? Really? But we've never even met before. What could he have against me? Is he really that protective of you?
Kind of. It's more like he thinks that we gotta marry into someone that's worthy of being in our family, since I guess you can say that we have it all. We have the education, the money, the influence. I mean, all of our family has graduated from a renowned university. He wants the people that join our family to be just as high up on the ladder as we are.
So, what's the problem? I went to a pretty famous university too. Or is it not famous enough?
Well, yeah, the problem isn't you exactly, it's your background. I didn't know that your dad was a single parent. You've never told me that he raised you by himself. But my dad knew somehow.
Wait, I told you that my mom passed away. I didn't think that I would have to tell you that that means that my dad is a single parent.
Well, I knew about your mom, but I didn't think that he was still alone. When you hear that someone's from a single-parent household, you get the impression that they're not exactly financially stable. You understand that, right?
What? Troy, what are you even saying? That doesn't make any sense at all. Do you understand that that's called prejudice?
Anyway, I think that's why my dad doesn't like you. My mom told me that he's been in a bad mood recently because of that. So I just want you to be careful with what you say to him tomorrow. We don't want to anger him any further.
You're telling me to be careful? How am I supposed to do that? I haven't even done anything wrong, so how am I supposed to take care not to make him angry? I'm not gonna walk around on eggshells. I don't understand where this is all coming from, but if he already hates me, then obviously there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to be myself and work towards getting to know him, and have him get to know the real me. Everything's going to be fine, so you don't have to worry.
You've got a lot of nerve coming into my house and trying to slither your way into my family. A woman like you doesn't deserve to be with my son. You're beneath him.
You should take that back, Mason. You're being extremely rude. You were insulting my dad, too. What you've said is absolutely unforgivable.
You and that father of yours, did you really think that you could become a part of our family if you got closer to my son and married him? You're beneath us. You don't have the right. You must be stupid if you think that I'm going to let you get away with this.
I'm not interested in becoming family with someone who speaks like that to someone they've only just met. And the prejudices you have against single-parent households is just ridiculous, too. I don't want to have anything to do with your so-called super elite family.
You don't have the right to reject us. We're the ones that want nothing to do with people like you. You must have thought that marrying into our family was a chance for you to become rich yourselves. But you're not getting your dirty hands on any of my money. And you're not marrying my son either. If you keep on acting like a gold digger like that, then you'll never get married. It's no wonder you're still single at your age.
Excuse me?
There's no point in trying to hide it. I heard from Troy that you're older than he is. Which means that you're over 30. If a woman's not married by the time she's 25, that can only mean that something's wrong with her. In other words, you're after our money. You can't trick me, you're a fortune hunter. You should take a good look at yourself and your background before you go out and try and find another victim. Next time you should aim a lot lower instead of trying to reach for someone that's out of your league. You and my son were never going to make it as a couple. He's too good for you. And you only have your ignorance to blame if you can't realize that.
Mason, I think you should be careful with what you say to me. You're going to regret being this rude, and you'll wish that you could take it back when it's too late.
Why should I take care with what I say to you? You're just a gold digger. I can say whatever I like to someone like you. Do you want to know why? It's because someone with your background doesn't have the power to stop me. You say that I'm going to regret this. As if. What can you do to make me apologize? Nothing!
I understand the love you have for your only son, and wanting the best for him, including the best partner, but that doesn't mean that you can talk to people however you want. You were rude enough to insult me and my father the minute I walked through your door, and now you've gone out of your way to contact me online just to continue your verbal abuse. It's pathetic. And you really consider yourself a part of the higher end of society? As an elite? Don't make me laugh.
And you wouldn't, since you're not one of us. We have pride in being elites, and we have a duty to uphold our reputation. If I let Troy marry you, it would mean the end of that reputation. Especially now that I know your father didn't even go to high school. An embarrassment like that has to be avoided at all costs.
Excuse me? How did you even find out about that? My dad's never told you that, and I've never told Troy either. How did you find out about my dad's education? And about my dad being a single parent? It seems like Troy never told you, so how did you know?
I guess it's difficult for a poor person like you to understand. Rich people have their own ways of finding information that someone like you could never dream of. It must be a shock, but this is proof that you would never have made it in our family.
Enough with the derogatory comments. Would you hurry up and tell me how you found out about my dad? You're starting to creep me out.
You? Ordering me around? God, you even sound uneducated. But I'll tell you, it's easy for me to hire someone to investigate someone like you. Money makes the world go round, and having a lot of money myself, I could do whatever I want. I have the sort of education that you can only dream of, and with it I can have a career that's out of your reach, and money that you'll never get. Once someone is born into the lowly circumstances you're stuck with, they can never escape it. The only life you'll ever know is lacking in financial stability, lacking in good education, and wanting of good morals.
You really sound like you're enjoying this. But I'm warning you, I'm going to report everything you've said to my dad.
Do whatever you like, I doubt that he can ever do anything to me. Oh, and maybe it was difficult for an idiot like you to understand, but the engagement is off. You're not marrying my son. I'm not going to allow you to marry into our family, not now and not ever. We've all been to top universities in our country. Why should we let someone like you get in our way?
I never imagined that my own fiancé's husband would cancel the engagement, but I'm not upset by it at all. If anything, I'm relieved. The only thing I'm disappointed about is that your son wasn't the man I thought he was. Now I know what he's really like. I don't want to marry him. I've already told him that I don't want to marry him myself. I'm not interested in becoming family with someone who thinks that he can insult people based on their education. And he didn't even try to defend me while you were shouting abuse at me. He was too afraid to argue back to you. When I saw that he wasn't even going to try and come between us, I lost all of my feelings for him. It made me wonder why I even fell in love with him in the first place.
Our family has a strong bond. Of course he wouldn't talk back to me for a woman like you. He knows better than that. It takes an education to teach people who they should really side with. And he made the right choice by not defending you. We don't need someone like you disrupting our family bond.
I told you I have no intention of marrying your son anymore. So there's no need for you to talk down to me like that.
I made the right choice by hiring that private investigator to look into you and your family.
What?
I found out a lot of interesting things about you. I didn't want some random woman making her way into my son's life and getting her dirty hands on our money. I should have been more wary and stopped him from even dating a woman like you. But at the very least, I managed to stop him from ruining his life by marrying you.
You actually went out of your way to investigate us? Wow, you're so committed. So you really think that your family's reputation is worth that much effort to protect? You must think very highly of yourself.
Of course I do. Our family is special. We have dignity, unlike people like you. The private investigator informed me that your father didn't even go to high school. There's no way that I can let you start a family with our Troy knowing that you're going to mix your uneducated blood into our family. You're not marrying Troy, and that's final.
Well, my dad says that you're fired.
What?
I'm tired of talking to you, so I've already told him everything that you've said to me. At first, I was willing to just accept breaking off the engagement because Troy and I were probably just not meant for each other. And I was willing to ignore how rude you had been to me when I visited. But you've gone too far, Mason. You said too much about me and my dad, and now we're both furious. My dad's shocked that you could be so discriminatory and has decided he doesn't want you working in his company anymore.
What the hell are you talking about? He can't do anything to me. He's just a middle school graduate. He doesn't have the power to fire me.
Listen to me, Mason. You're working in the company that my dad founded after he graduated from middle school. He's your employer, asshole.
What did you say?
Let me correct myself. You're not even working in his company. You're working in some distant child company that doesn't even have much affiliation with him.
What are you talking about?
You don't even know what he looks like, do you? The CEO of your parent company? You wouldn't, because you don't have any reason to. Since you're not even a manager of any kind, you're just a simple office worker. But you should have gotten his picture when you investigated us, right? How about you look up the CEO of the company you're working for? I think you'll recognize him, because he'll have the same face as the man in the picture who you got from your PI.
What? You're kidding.
I'm not. Look it up and see for yourself. If you take a look at the company homepage, you'll find my dad's picture.
It's true. It really is the same picture. No way. Your father is the CEO of our parent company?
That's why I warned you not to insult my dad. So, how does it feel to be fired by the very guy that you were insulting for being beneath you and inferior to you? Is it embarrassing? Do you feel humiliated? I hope so, because you definitely deserve it.
Wait a minute. Is this really true? Are you the CEO's daughter? But why? I didn't know. I didn't know about any of this. The investigator never told me that your father owned a company, let alone the company that I work at.
What, did the PI only tell you that my dad was a middle school graduate? That's a shame. You must have wasted a lot of money to get that lousy information. But even if you didn't know, nothing's going to change my dad's mind. You should just give up and work on fixing your manners and finding another job.
I'm very sorry.
What?
I apologize for being so rude towards you and the CEO. I got ahead of myself and made a lot of unpleasant remarks that hurt you and your father. It was because I didn't know who you really were. If I did, I wouldn't have said that. I really regret my actions towards you, and I hope that you'll find it in your hearts to forgive me. Please let me apologize. I'm sincerely extremely sorry. It was unacceptable for me to speak to you like that.
It's too late for you to start apologizing now. The damage has already been done. Besides, we're not interested in accepting your apology.
Please don't say that. I really didn't mean to insult you like that. Please, hear me out. It was the investigator's fault. They must have made a mistake and sent me the wrong information. I didn't mean to be so rude to you, okay? You've got to believe me.
Oh, really? Then how about the lies about you going to university? I think I'm correct when I say you didn't go at all. But I guess you're trying to say that you didn't mean to lie about that as well.
What?
We already know the truth, Mason. We know that you haven't actually been to university. You lied about being a high school graduate.
I can't believe what you're saying. I went to university. I went to one of the top universities in the country. That's why I got the job at your father's company, because of my degree.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You were putting yourself on a pedestal, declaring that you were better than everyone else because of your higher education. But in actual fact, you've never been to university. You're a high school graduate. My father had you investigated and found out everything for me.
What? You investigated me?
You're just a family of vain liars. Or rather, you're the vain one. You are trying to present yourself as a superior, important man with a reputation to uphold, but you were lying about everything. To your own family, too.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't lied about anything.
Of course you know what I'm talking about. You should know yourself whether you've been to university or not. There's no point lying to us anymore. My dad's already had you investigated by a PI because he was worried about the type of person you were.
Huh? You hired a private investigator as well?
Yeah, we found out that you're a high school graduate and that you lied about your education to get into my dad's company. My dad had no intention of getting in the way of my engagement to Troy. He just wanted to know what kind of person you were. He trusted my judgment and was willing to ignore what you had done as long as I really did want to marry Troy. He was going to give his blessing for the marriage, but apparently he's changed his mind. He's angry that you could be so insulting and that you spoke to me like that, and has decided that he wants you gone. He's the CEO after all. He can't ignore that you faked your CV to get into his company.
You already know that much? I never would have imagined that I would be investigated by someone else. I thought that I could hide the truth.
If you're able to investigate someone else, you should keep in mind that someone might be investigating you too. By the way, the PI that you hired was someone that my dad knows. You should know that he has a lot of influence over a lot of local business.
What? He knows the investigator I hired?
Yeah, the PI kindly let him know that he was his next target. So my dad asked him to keep his current position under wraps and chose what information they could leak to you. He wanted to see how you would react to the information you had been given.
What? So you tricked me? So then I was just dancing to your tune without knowing it? Then it's not my fault that I reacted like that. You did it on purpose to make me look like the bad person. We've both done wrong in this situation, so why can't you just overlook what happened? Let's forget about all this.
No way, you must be joking. The second you found out about my dad being a middle school graduate, you hated me before you even met me. And then when I went to visit you with Troy, you looked down on me and insulted me. I don't want to have anything to do with you. I didn't know that my dad had investigated you until I told him everything you said, but I'm grateful that he did. I know that he was just thinking about me, and in the end, he didn't use that as a reason to try and get me to cancel the engagement. But you did.
But it's not my fault. If I had known that you were the CEO's daughter, I never would have said any of this. I would never have disrespected you the way that I did to you both if I knew that he was my boss. I didn't know, so I didn't mean it. You've got to forgive me.
Even if my dad wasn't the CEO of your company, you should never have spoken to me like that. You're the lowest of the low for demeaning me like that. Just because you found out that my dad didn't go to high school. You're obviously not fit to call yourself a father, since you've ruined the chance of a happy future your son might have had, and for lying to him about your own education. Plus, you're going to be fired, and won't be able to support your own family, despite priding yourself for being so well off.
Please wait. You can't do this. You're gonna ruin my life for nothing. I haven't done anything wrong. Tell me what I've done to deserve this.
You still don't understand what you've done? I've already told you enough, so why don't you look back on what you've said to me this past hour and think about it? I don't want to have anything more to do with you or your son, so don't try to contact me again. If you'll excuse me, I've got better things to do.
Wait a minute. I'll give you my blessing. You can marry my son.
Were you even listening to me?
My son says that he still wants to marry you, if I'll let you marry him, so please. He's told me that he's sorry and he wants to get back together, hasn't he? Why don't you? Just forget about everything I said to you today and make up with my son. You were both happy to marry him up until now. Are you going to let a few bad hours change that? Are you really that cold? Just marry him. If that's what you want to do, I won't stop you anymore. I didn't mean anything I said, so if you'll just forgive me.
You're getting on my nerves, Mason, you and your son. There's no way I'll be able to forget what you said to me today, and there's no way I want to marry your son. I've already saved screenshots of the conversation we've had online, and I've already shared them with my dad. And I don't love your son anymore. It's as simple as that. He didn't even try to stop you or try to defend me. And if anything, he was telling me that I needed to be careful the night before we went to visit you. I've already told him that I'm not interested in forgiving him and that we're never getting back together.
You can't do that. What am I supposed to do? I'm going to lose my job. How am I supposed to tell my family? They'll never forgive me.
Oh, yeah, about that. I already told Troy that you lied to him and your family about being a university graduate.
What?
Your entire family knows that you've been lying this entire time. It seems like they're pretty disappointed. Good for you! Now you don't have anything to hide from them. Anyway, I'm leaving now. Don't ever contact me ever again. I don't want to become family with someone like you. So I'm never coming back. Goodbye! After that, Mila ignored all of Mason's messages and calls. She officially broke off the engagement with Troy and let her parents know that she wasn't going to marry him. Mason's managers found out from Mila's father that he had been lying about his education and was fired immediately after. His entire family lost all trust in him when they found out the reasons behind him losing his job. He had been so wary of Mila damaging his reputation and had always been a very proud man, so he was even more embarrassed when they heard that he had never been to university. Troy blamed his father for everything that had happened between Mila and himself and didn't think to look back on his own faults before cutting ties with Mason. Mason's wife announced that she wanted a divorce, and Mason has been attempting to convince her to take him back, without much success. They were calling themselves an elite, well-off family, but in the end, they've lost the strong bond that Mason believed they had and have all ended up living alone. Mila was relieved that she didn't have to marry a man with such a pretentious family, and was even thankful for Mason's treatment for helping her realize that she was making a mistake.
I can't believe this company is making me work late once again today. I bet it's because this place is run by a high school graduate that there's never any work getting done on time here, right? How come a recently graduated new hire like myself has to stay late in order to help get work done here?
Melody, I'm so sorry to hear about this. But please remember that if you're going to talk with me over text like this, to please start by saying hello and introducing yourself. Were you never taught something such as that back when you were still in school? In most companies, it's custom to speak to another one of your coworkers with some amount of respect by greeting them first.
My God, you care way too much about something as inefficient as that. That's it right there. That's what I'm talking about right now. It's because you worry too much about things like that this company is going downhill. No wonder this company's never able to grow any larger than the size it's stuck at now.
You think this is what's stopping this company from growing? Well, this company is run by those who probably know a lot more about what they're doing than we know. So I'd suggest that people like you and me should not get worked up over what's going on higher up. I understand that having to work late all the time is not good, but luckily this company offers you overtime for your hard work.
And that right there is just complete and total nonsense. Would you please stop pushing your agenda onto me like that? I really don't care about this company's policies and the fact that you want me to greet you before we get to talking. At least I'm actually getting some work done around here, unlike others I've seen. The thing I want you to understand, though, is that if the person in charge had actually gone to college and graduated, then this company would be getting somewhere. Isn't that something everyone working in this company should be aware of?
Are you saying that already understanding the fact that I never went to college?
Well, I suppose I am. Considering that you somehow became a manager here and seem to think you know it all. But I'm the one that's actually went and gotten myself an education, and had you done the same, you'd understand what I'm talking about. You'd understand that by making a new hire like myself stay late to finish up others' work, you're not being a good manager at all. That means nobody running this company can see how inefficient everything is.
What exactly are you trying to get at here? I don't need you beating around the bush any longer, so get to your point already.
You really suck at understanding things, huh, Aubrey? What I'm saying here is that we would all be better off with someone like yourself, who only graduated from high school, going off and joining a larger company as a base-level employee. And that goes for all the rest of the uneducated higher-ups and employees here. They should all go and have a taste of what it's like working for actual companies that know what they're doing.
Listen, Melody. You have only just joined this company and have not really even put in a month's worth of good work. So you have no right to say something like that about me or anyone else in this company. First, I want you to actually start doing your own job correctly, to the point I can call it perfect, before you start to suggest things like that to me.
I've already been doing my work to the standards set by PDCA. I also happen to have graduated from a university and am on another level compared to all you high school graduates. Yet I'm still having to sit in this office surrounded by idiots who can't seem to do their jobs right. Basically, what I'm saying is my talent and my education is being used to clean up all their messes, right?
Oh, if you're going to bring something like that up, then please allow me to say this. The kind of work that you've been completing and handing in to me has not been perfect. Or at least to the standards this company tries to hold. Just a little while back, a report that you handed in was full of mistakes that you would have been able to correct had you gone through and proofed your papers. Also, the way you constructed said report was a bit off, and the writing made it seem as though I was reading something a middle schooler wrote. Did you notice any of those mistakes before handing in the report?
Well, here's the thing. You would never understand the kind of work I'm capable of doing. I must be too smart for all of you, because that report I handed in was perfect.
Even though there were simple spelling errors that made it in the report as well?
The reason I made all of those errors was for all your guys' sake. Had I spelled things the way they were supposed to be spelled and used larger words, none of you higher-ups would have been able to read my report in the first place. I wouldn't want you all misunderstanding the hard work I've put in, all right?
That doesn't seem to be the case, though. You seem to only be saying that as a way of covering up the fact that you never took writing seriously back in school. None of what you've handed in so far is up to par with either business-based languages or business-based etiquette. I've had a hard time so far reading the work you've handed in because it is all too vague and there are plenty of grammatical errors that even an English teacher wouldn't be able to fix.
What?
If you really want to play a major part in this company, in this world, then you're going to have to do a lot better than that. Most employees do their best to make their work legible and efficient to read. One of the ways they do that is by using more difficult vocabulary and keeping the grammar basic but respectable. That's what I expect you to be handing in as well. Not this poorly written nonsense that ends up being thrown in my trash can at the end of the day because there is no benefit to even trying to decipher it.
That just happens to be your opinion on my work, right? You are all below me in terms of education, and that's why you can't understand the type of writing I use. Right? I'm only writing like that in order to help you all have a chance to understand me. But if you're not going to accept my kindness, then that's all the more reason why this company is so low level.
Look, Melody. Right now you're talking down about the company you both applied for and been hired into. Why would you make comments like that about this company when you made the conscious choice of coming and joining us?
Let me tell you right now, I never took looking for a career that seriously. That's why I'm in a circus like this company right now. You, however, seem to be the one that's misunderstanding what position they're really in. You're supposed to be a manager, yet you keep complaining about my easy-to-read and perfectly crafted report, saying things like the wording being unprofessional and that the grammar is bad. I think that you, being a brainless high school graduate, plays a major part in your complaining, old lady.
Do you have any idea what you're saying to your boss right now?
I sure do, Aubrey. But if I don't keep talking to you like this, you'll never get it, right? I need you all to know just how inefficient your company is. That's why I'm currently taking this time to tell you how stupid everything is here and that you all need college degrees or something.
Melody, please listen to what I'm about to tell you right now. I'm not sure where you learn to think like that in life. You can just get away with belittling others because you have a college degree. But in the real world, things do not actually work that way for you. Maybe you were forgiven in college for being rude and childish, but here it will not be accepted. If you don't start to understand that and change that mannerless attitude of yours, things will become very difficult for you in this world.
Ah, there it is. All of you older women are like that, talking like they know about everything. This world is not forgiving. You must listen to your elders. Learn how to be responsible. That's what you've all been saying to me, like you have any idea what the real world is like now.
And if you stick around long enough in the real world, you begin to understand that what we're saying is true.
Well, I don't want to listen to all of that baseless and shallow preaching from people like you. Now, what I'd like you to take from this conversation today is that I can't work with anyone here. Everyone is slow, and I am never getting any support from any of them. Everyone here is just completely brain dead, so would you please just fire me already?
Why are none of your coworkers ever supporting you? It doesn't matter if they graduated from high school or college, they are all getting the same kind of work as you. If you'd like to support with something, then come to one of the higher-ups and ask. They should not be expected to come and help you, as they all have work of their own and are not bound to helping you. And one other thing, people in your position shouldn't really need any help, as the work you're doing is both basic and given a lot of time to be completed.
Well, I'm telling you right now that them not ever working to help me is because they don't have the brains to do so. And that's because they all never got a college education. So you should maybe start hiring educated people to come work here instead of these brainless and slow zombies. Ah, but of course, you are also in the same boat as all of them, so you'd never be able to understand what I'm saying here. Well, it's whatever, I guess. Make sure to start getting everyone in your department to actually finish their work on time for me, please.
Your job as my subordinate is to make sure that you have your work done on time. If you don't want to have to stay late at work every day, then become more efficient, while also making less careless mistakes. You've just graduated from college, which does not mean anything to this company, and you need to be aware of that.
Don't start blaming me for always having to stay late. See you tomorrow.
Melody.
Aubrey, hello. I have something that I'd like to check on with you. Can you spare me a little bit of your time?
Hello, Selena. Hopefully you've been having yourself a good day today. You can go ahead and say what you'd like to say. Did something happen?
I'm not too sure that what I have to talk about is something I should be bringing up with one of my managers, but this has to do with Melody. And that's why I think it might be okay to talk with you.
Melody. Did something bad happen between you and her?
To be frank, having to work around her a lot of the time is a real hassle for me. She's always telling me to handle her work for her, making it more and more difficult for me to get my own tasks managed. And it's not just me, but a few other people in the department that she's starting to upset. We all have tried to voice our feelings to her, but that seems to only make things worse.
So that's what's been happening. But why would someone like her be asking all of you to start handling her work for her? Is it because she's not able to get all that work done by herself? If that's the case, I just told her she needs to come to me or another higher up about having too much work on her plate.
Well, it could also be the case that it's too much work for her. But I think that the main reason behind all of this is, well, it's because she loves to look down on all of us who never went to college. She feels that it's her right to force all of your work onto us because she was able to graduate from a university.
Ah, I see. That woman really seems to hold a lot of pride in the fact that she graduated from college. And that's led her to also thinking that she can make fun of those who don't have the same education as her. Is that the reason why even now you're still at your desk and haven't gone home?
No, I'm getting it all done right now and we'll head home. But I have to be honest, I'm really getting burnt out right now, having to do all of her work on top of my own. I would really love to just be able to focus on the tasks given to me. I don't think it's okay that a new hire like herself gets to take it easy by forcing everyone around her to finish her work. I really don't like what's going on here, and that's why I've come to you.
I see, Selena. Thank you for letting me know about this. The fact that even with her pushing all of her work onto you, you're still able to finish both loads on time is good motivation for me to have you promoted soon. But you should not have to work that much within this company, and neither should anyone else in the department. I'll make sure to handle Melody and to see to it that it never happens again.
All right, thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me.
Once again, thank you for taking the time to let me know about this.
You're really going to keep forcing me to work with all these brain-dead zombies? I already asked you once to fire me, and now I might have to take it upon myself to leave this company.
The day isn't even over with yet, and I'm not sure why you're getting so upset. Are you really going to leave this company because of what you find to be others working less efficiently than you?
I can't believe that you're still talking to me like that when I graduated from a university and you didn't. Really, though, it would be nice if you gave me your job and came and joined all these useless idiots around me.
All I did was tell you about those mistakes you've been making on your reports recently and about the way you've acted towards your manager. Also, I heard about how you've been pushing off a lot of your work onto your other coworkers of yours. I cannot allow you to do things like that anymore, and that's why I've started to warn you about it in person. The way you're getting upset with me for trying to warn you is not the way a self-respecting adult should behave.
Stop preaching to me, you old hag. It's getting on my nerves for real now. I don't even get how you were able to become a manager for this company considering you never went to college. But now you're literally making no sense at all, so how am I supposed to continue working for all of you?
I see. I'm not sure how you're supposed to work in an environment like this then. I'll get to work on having you fired then.
This company's going to fall apart soon. And letting a high-spec college graduate like myself go is going to be the thing that brings this company down. You'll all see.
And we'll get to see if you're able to find another job after today. Good luck, Melody.
After losing me, things have been very, very tough there, right? I guess I have no choice but to go back there and save you all from going bankrupt now.
Is that you, Melody? Long time no see. I'm not really sure what you're going on about right now, but that's okay. I just want to know why you think you're coming back here now. Does this mean that you never ended up finding another job for yourself and expect we'll let you back in?
I never said I didn't find anywhere else to work. It's just that recently I remembered all of you guys in that company. I know that after having let me go, you've all been struggling to keep the company afloat, right? That's why now I'm saying that I'll give up all the other jobs I could be getting to come back and save all your skins.
Ah, well, if that's the case for you, then don't worry yourself too much because this company's doing just fine. Actually, ever since we got rid of you, all the employees in my department have been working a lot more efficiently and they haven't had to work late all month. Thank you so much for giving me the idea of getting rid of you.
Huh? There's no way things are going that well, right? I graduated from college, all right? I will always be way better than all the high school graduates that company chose to hire.
Well, look, Melody. How much longer do you think you can keep using your educational background as a way of bragging about yourself? In this world, the only thing worth bragging about is how well you get your work done once you've joined a company. Nobody cares about where you graduated from or with what degree.
Well, before I could actually get any decent work done there, I left, right? Once I'm back in there, I'll make sure to show you all what a college graduate like myself can really do.
I wonder about that one, Melody.
What?
After you were out of here, all the employees that only hold high school diplomas started to work a lot better again. A lot of them are already on track to be promoted or getting raises now. Ever since you were ousted and all of that work you forced them to do has disappeared, they've all been able to get their work done ahead of schedule.
I see. So they all finally started to take the work I was giving them seriously, and that led to them all becoming a bit more efficient. That's what you're saying, right?
The work you were forcing them all to do was your work and only yours. Not a single person said it was okay for you to go around the office like that making others do your work for you. None of your coworkers nor the higher-ups were okay with that.
But I was doing all of that in order to get them all to be closer to the level I'm at and better employees. You have to understand that the work they've been getting done this month was all because of me.
Then that must mean the level that you were trying to get them to work at wasn't all that impressive. You went through all that trouble to make other people do your work for you, and yet you still did not make a good impression here. That just goes to show you that your pride in being a college graduate is no use to you, and that it's only going to continue to drag you down.
I can see that. But if you let me back into that company, I'll make sure to get my work done by myself. And then you'll begin to notice my true strength, and I'll be promoted to even higher positions than the rest of them. I know that'll happen. You all will be happy to have me back, and the company will be able to start growing again.
Melody, why were you not able to find another job? I remember you saying to me that you'd go join a larger company because there was no way an employer would say no to you. What ended up happening that caused you to want to come back here?
Well, about that, nobody was able to see just how important of a person I really am. No matter what I'd say and explain to them, they just never managed to understand me. In other words, I'm such an amazing person that it's kind of become a problem for me.
Are you sure all of that wasn't just happening because of what I told other companies about you? And I'm sure whenever you did get an interview, your lack of business etiquette didn't carry you very far.
I was only using the most basic of words that us college graduates know and make sure to act just like I'd expect any company to expect from me. Anyone that actually went to college would understand the way I was talking and acting, to be honest with you.
Then tell me, what was the end result of you acting and talking like that? Was you acting all cool and acting like you knew more than those who were interviewing you enough to land you a position in any of those companies?
Well, I'm far too important for any of those companies, and that's why they couldn't hire me. Overqualified is what they call that, right? They didn't think that someone as high level as me should be wasting their time in their companies.
Well, if that's how you want to see things, then go ahead and keep believing in that. However, to me and the rest of this company, we do not need you to work for us, so go out and keep looking for a job, please. I'm sure that there's some place in the world that'll understand just the kind of special you really are and are willing to hire you.
Huh? Why aren't you guys hiring me back? I just graduated from a university and am saying that I'll come back and work for this company that's filled with brainless high school graduates. Go on and fire one of those losers and take me. Please. By doing that, you'll be helping out the company a whole lot.
When you had been working for this company, you didn't do anything worth our payroll. However, all of those that you deemed too stupid to work alongside you have been doing so well this past month that they're all beginning to get bonuses, using the money we no longer have to hand to you. There's no point in me firing one of them just to have a useless worker like you come back to the office.
You just don't get it because you're a high school graduate yourself. That's why you keep thinking that all your other little high school diploma-holding buddies are better than me. That is not at all fair.
And I find it very unfair that you believe you should be hired back into this company only because you made it out of college. You never did anything worthwhile in this company.
Excuse me? Did you just say that to me? A college graduate wasn't worthwhile there?
Just because you could study in college does not mean you're automatically fit to work a job.
Then tell me what I need that is more important than my degree.
You need to have the ability to take responsibility for your own work as well as communicate properly with your coworkers and higher-ups. You also need to have a basic understanding of a company structure and not speak out of line when talking about something you have no idea about. I do agree that going to college is very important for some companies, but for this one, that's not the case. We happen to take pride in the employees we have because they show discipline and get their work done.
You have no idea who I even am then.
Before you could even get around to showing us you were disciplined and could actually do your work properly, you asked to be fired and left. So please don't start saying that I don't know you, when I know you better than even yourself knows you. Now you take responsibility for your actions and go find yourself a different job. And in the meantime, take a moment to actually think long and hard about your future and that it'll take more than just a simple degree from college to make you successful.
Understood. And I would really like to learn about all those things now. So please hire me back so that I can learn them within that company.
No. There is no reason for this company to have you back. It would only be a demerit for us here, so once again I have to say no.
Why the hell not?
While you were out this past month failing at finding yourself a new job, the rest of my department had been getting all their work done and pushing this company forward. I do not have the time or patience to hire you back and have you work here again, trying to teach you everything most of them already knew before they were hired in.
Well, it's not my fault. The company is filled with a crap load of high school graduates. And I thought it would be better for me to leave and join a company filled with college graduates than keep working with a bunch of people less efficient than me.
And you would have only found the same thing in those other companies. They might now have the same amount of high school graduates as we do working for them. When it comes down to things like efficiency and having to stay late, they too would suffer by having you in their ranks. I understand what you're trying to say, but the only difference in my understanding from yours is that you are the reason there are so many problems. You think it's okay to pawn off your work onto others, making them less efficient. And along with that, you go around belittling those very coworkers that are already being forced to do your work for you. This company does not need you. We do not want you.
Please, I get that what I was doing wasn't right, but if you don't take me back, then I'm going to end up some kind of shut-in that has to move back with their parents' house. I will work a lot harder now and take responsibility for my work, so please give me another chance. I was hoping to join one of those huge companies and make loads of money. I took out a lot of money from my savings and have even gone into debt now, buying all kinds of expensive suits to make myself look good in those interviews.
Melody, you really have no method to your madness, do you? And I don't mean this just because you lack being a proper office worker, but because you lack being a proper member of the society we live in. Don't think that someday this world will spoil you for always talking about how high-leveled you are, or whatever that means. It won't. And it never will until you start to prove yourself in a very serious and respectable manner. Now you leave me alone and go learn the hard way that it's not your education that defines you, but the willpower and experience you bring to the table. After that, Melody continued to text me and call all the phones in the office asking to speak to me about getting her job back in the company. I blocked her on my phone after a day of nonstop notifications from her, but with her calling the office so many times, I finally caved. That she could start working part-time to show that she would change, without telling her what job would be. And without telling her what the job would be, she said yes, and the following day was introduced to me telling her she'd be a janitor for the company. At first, she would make snarky comments around me and others about how she should be working in the office like the rest of the So to get her to stop bothering everyone during the day, I changed her schedule so that she'd have to come in at night. This only started to degrade her spirits even more, and soon after that, she just stopped showing up. She went out once more to look for work, but still couldn't find a company who would even dare hire her, which then sent her back to her parents' house. There, she turned into a real shut-in, relying on both her parents to do everything for her. She really did have all her pride put in her education and not a single thing else. However, this world does not care about one's educational background when they have nothing to show for besides college debt and a sheet of paper. I hope what happened to her has opened her eyes a little, and that someday she turns her life around by getting a simple part-time job somewhere, where she can start to learn about what it really takes to be a proper employee. Well, that's the life she's going to have to live now, and it really has nothing to do with me. So no matter what path she chooses to go down next, I won't have anything to do with it. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.